Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery. Got a product video for you today, a brand new product from the folks at Ultraview. This is the UV stabilizer system. So the folks at Ultraview, they're expanding the categories of archery products they're getting into. This is their first dip into the stabilizer pool. So what they have here, you're going to have a 30-inch bar, a 15-inch bar, weight system, and a mounting system. That's what they're offering here initially. There are going to be some more products as we go on. But let's talk about the bars here. So at Ultraview, those guys all shoot, and the bars that they like to shoot are super light, super skinny, and real stiff. So that was their challenge. That's what they wanted to build when they set out to build the stabilizers. So these bars, you can see these are a 1/2 inch diameter. That's about as skinny as you can get. As for the stiffness, this ultra high modulus carbon, what Ultraview says is that their bars are 13% stiffer than the average of their competition. So they went out and checked other stabilizers on the market, and they're saying that their bars are 13% stiffer. That skinny profile does two things mainly. Number one, in the wind. You're shooting outdoors in the wind. The thinner your stabilizer is, the less it's going to get pushed by the wind. So that's a factor. What that also does is allows them to cut down on weight. There's physically less material used to produce a skinny bar. This is ultra high modulus carbon. That leads to that stiffness. It's also part of the lightness of these bars. This bar right here, the 30-inch bar without these end caps, which they're special, we'll tell you about them. This bar right here weighs 5.17 ounces. The 15-inch bar weighs 3¼ ounces. That's it. So when you have that super light material, you have a super light bar, why is that beneficial? Well, then you're not, what we're going to do is add weights to the end of the stabilizer. Well, you want to maximize the impact of that weight. And if you have a heavy bar, that just means you have to add that much more weight to counter the weight of that bar. But if you have a light bar, then you're getting more bang for every ounce that you put on these bars. Which brings us to the end caps. So at Ultraview, the standard is a lot of companies use aluminum for their end caps. At Ultraview, they thought about that and they said, well, you're going to put aluminum on there, which has minimal weight, and then you're just going to stack weights on it. So they said, what if you incorporated the end cap into your weight system? So they went to stainless steel, and this end cap weighs 2 ounces. So it was their intention that if you put no weights on these bars, you're starting with 2 ounces of weight there. So that makes it part of the system, and then also the threading inside there. The threading in stainless steel, that's going to be much more durable than in aluminum, which is a little bit softer metal. So two purposes there. And speaking of the threading, which brings us into our weight system, this threading is for a 5/16 by 24 bolt. So there are many manufacturers out there of weights who use that threading and bolt system. So if you have those weights, you can just use them on the Ultraview bars. Colby Hanley said that was important to him because he was remembering back to his days where he was a college archer, having to pay for everything. If they made the bolt and threading system proprietary, then you'd have to buy their weight system. He wanted to help those folks, save a little bit. If you've got the weights, you can use them. But of course, they want you to use the Ultraview system, and it's integrated as part of the overall stabilizer. When you mount them on there, you're extending that sleekness. It's not suddenly a big fat weight. It just is the same diameter as the end cap, and so everything's going to maintain that same diameter. Now, what they offer in the Ultraview weight system is you're going to have a 4 ounce and a 1 ounce. Those are the two, and then you're just going to stack them together to get the weight that you want. They do call them the Ultraview quick weights, And the reason for that is you can see every weight already has a bolt. So what are we doing when we're playing with weights on stabilizers? Typically you gotta have a bunch of rods. Depending on how much weight you have, do you have enough rods to carry all the weight? If you take a couple ounces off, now that rod is sticking out the end of your weight. You need an Allen wrench, hopefully, to drive it in. You might not have enough room. Just a lot of juggling you have to do when you're playing around with stabilizer weights that you don't have to do with the Ultraview, because it's simply, I pick up my first weight, put it on. Let's say I want to add 2 ounces. Each one already has its bolt. I don't need any extra parts. I take a couple shots. I'd like to cut that by 1 ounce. Take your 1 ounce off. That's all you're doing. No tools. It's simple, fast, and easy. So over to the side rod mounting system. You can see I've got it on the back of my Matthews bow here. And it is a super stable side rod connection system. You've got your standard bolts here. This top bolt here is going to allow you to pitch your bar up and down this way. And then you've got another one underneath that's going to allow me to move my bar in and out from the bow. And it's, they are opposing locks in there, so when you lock them down, there's 2 pieces tightening against each other. These things do not move once you get them locked in place. And one of the cool things that I like is their quick disconnect. You can see that unique shape on there. That helps hold the bar in place and locks it in. One of the things that can sometimes happen is vibration will loosen up these bars, and then if you just have a simple cylinder on top, it can pop out of the socket. But with that unique shape right there, watch how this thing slides into place. I mean, that thing locks in. It is secure. Once you screw that down, it's going to take a lot to get that stabilizer out of there. So just a great quick disconnect that they came out with to add to the security of your stabilizer system. So in shooting these stabilizers, what did I notice? I have to say I definitely noticed the effect of this super light rod. I could feel the weight out at the end. It was emphasized. It wasn't like I felt it all the way through. I'm standing at full draw and I could feel that this weight is out there doing what it needs to do to keep my bow steady, to keep it from moving side to side. Of course, that's it. These stabilizer weights, especially the front one, it's one of its purposes is to help side to side movement, up and down. You get that weight out there and it just makes things sit nice and steady. I could definitely feel the effects of this super light rod. Got on target, out front and out back were the weights where I had them. I didn't need much. I was shooting 6 ounces up front and 4 ounces on the back. That was all I needed to feel nice and comfortable, keep my pin in the middle. I was shooting it on my indoor bow, so wind wasn't really a factor. But, the effects of this skinny rod out in the wind, that's fairly obvious. Skinnier is better when you're in the wind. All right, so that is the UV stabilizer system. We talked about all the pieces to it, and of course everything's going to come in these cool packaging. Ultraview came out with some new, different packaging for stabilizers. We haven't really seen anything like that. And their stabilizers, sleek and black. There is branding in here, but it's kind of etched into the end cap there, but it's not flashy. Just kind of very simple and quiet, elegant stabilizers. We wouldn't expect anything else from the folks at Ultraview, and obviously they are effective. We know that as well. So if you want to see the UV stabilizer products on our website, be sure you click the links in the description below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell to get notifications whenever we put out new videos. And as always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at LancasterArchery.com.